Hi, everyone. I am so excited for today's conversation as we dive into the world of egg donation with two amazing women, Jolene and Siobhan. Jolene has been a donor 6 times with Egg Donor and Surrogate Solutions, and at the time of this recording, Siobhan was preparing for her 4th cycle. With all that experience, Siobhan and Jolene open up about their personal journey as egg donors, as well as giving us amazing advice. You will get to hear how they first learned about egg donation and the motivations that led them to becoming donors. But we also touch on the emotional and physical challenges that come with the process, really highlighting the importance of having a strong support system. Jolene and Siobhan share some incredible insights into the joy and fulfillment they've experienced helping families grow. This was such a joy-filled conversation. So if you've ever been curious about egg donation, are thinking about becoming a donor yourself, or just love hearing a great story, you won't want to miss this one. Enjoy. Me, you, and who? Who knew it would take more than 2 people to have a baby? In a world where infertility is no longer a taboo topic, this podcast will take you through all of the different aspects of surrogacy and egg donation through the lens of many who walk this journey in different ways. My name is Whitney Hall, and I am a 2-time surrogate, now turned surrogacy coordinator for Egg Donor and Surrogate Solutions, the very agency I used when I chose to carry for 2 amazing families. With this podcast, it is our goal to help guide and support you as you learn about what it takes to grow a family in an alternative way, as well as hear inspiring and beautiful stories of how this path has changed lives forever. We can't wait for you to hear about just one more way happy families are created every day. Well, hey guys, thank you so much for being here.
And Corey,
Thank you for having us.
Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, so for our listeners who are not watching this fantastic recording, why don't you guys go ahead and say your name so that they know who is who with the voice.
Okay. All right. I'm Jolene.
Yay.
And I'm Siobhan.
Yay! And you both have been egg donors. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. So, okay, tell me and just jump in. How did egg donation, how did you even first hear about it? How did this become a thing?
Well, it's kind of funny. Okay. So
You go
I
first.
didn't realize this was her until like an hour ago. We know each other, and I didn't know this entire, we've had this plan for months, and she reached out and she's like, oh my God, we're going to be on this podcast. And I was like, it's you? I was like, oh my God.
You.
Because I know her as May.
Yeah, she calls me by my nickname, and I go by Siobhan with the egg donation stuff. So I was like, yeah, it's me. I can't believe we're going to do this in an hour.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I love it. I love it. But yeah, you guys do know each other in real life.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I so I had my first donation in 2020. And so I've done 6 since then. And I think I met her when I was in the midst of my 3rd donation, I think. I can't remember. But she told me that she was interested in it before. And I was just like, anyone who wants to talk about it, I'm just like, bleh. I'm like, I love talking about this. So I was just like, I was like, I'll tell you all about it. I'll tell you the agency I go through. I'll give you everything you want to know. So
oh my gosh,
I was super passionate about it. And then when I got the email that a Siobhan signed up through me, I remember calling my coordinator and I was like, I don't know if that's right. I don't know a Siobhan. I don't know, and they were like, they used your name. I was like, okay.
Wait, Siobhan, what's the nickname? Or can you share?
It's May or May.
Yeah.
That's my nickname.
Oh, okay. That is definitely not a quick Siobhan. I get that. Okay,
Yeah.
got
it. It was so funny. Yeah, the night that we met, we met at a party of a mutual friend, and I remember going and I was like, I only knew that one mutual friend, and then Shailene came and we were the only 2 people not drinking, and she's like, oh yeah, I'm an egg donor, and I was like, hold up, let's go talk in the other room. I have so many questions. And then we just really hit it off. I don't think I talked to anybody else at the party, actually.
Same, because after we were
That's
done talking
funny.
about it, I was like, I think this is what I came here to do. I was like, I'm gonna head
Yeah.
out.
That is so funny. Oh
It was, like,
my
meant
gosh.
to happen.
It was like
That
Nick really brought all this together. So shout out Nick.
Yeah, shout out to Nick.
Way to go, Nick. Thank you. I love it. That's amazing. Okay, so Jolene, how did egg donation become even like a thing that was in your world? When, how and why did you like, how and
So
why?
my best friend Cassie, so she was in college and she was telling me like she just heard it in passing. Like she was just heard about like egg donation and she was like, it's basically like a sperm donation. You walk in, you get your eggs, and then they pay you and leave. And I was like, wow, quick money, you know? And so I had no idea anything about it. So when I started looking it up, I was like, oh, this is like intense,
Not quick
you
money.
know? Yeah. So I started, yeah, not at all. So I started looking it up and I started reading like stories and stuff of people who had to go through this and to like get to the point of having of parents having to go through egg donation or to, you know,
Yeah.
like it was, I
Yeah.
was like, this is actually serious. It's not like a quick buck thing, you know? So
Sure. Yeah.
I took like months filling out my profile and I filled out for actually like multiple agencies because I was like, this is
Hmm.
something I really want to dedicate the next few years to because I was like, I got really just passionate about it.
Yeah.
And so once I did my first one, I was like, and I heard that those parents had like got pregnant, you know, I was like so overwhelmed with like just really like pride. I was like, I did that.
Yeah.
You know, so after the first one, I was like, I think I'm gonna keep doing this until egg donations. They tell me I need to stop.
I love that. That's amazing. So, okay, going back just a little bit, you said that you had applied to a couple of, just different agencies.
Mhm.
What made you ultimately decide that egg donor and surrogate solutions was the best, and and how was your experience?
Well, the first time I remember, I still remember my first coordinator was Callie, and I was obviously very nervous for my first donation. I
Yeah.
had no idea what to expect, and like before I even had any questions, like Callie was like, boom, 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 hit every single bullet point. She was like, you have nothing to be worried about, but here's my personal self. You know, it's just like the communication
Yeah.
was just so helpful to get through that, and I never felt like
Hmm.
I didn't know what was going to happen or I didn't know what to expect. And like there was just like it was like so much information that I knew exactly where I had to go to. And then I think I had people reach out, like other agencies reached out before, and I was like
Sure.
in the midst of doing a donation with it like EDS. But then that was the second I'd be like, hey, I can call you at this time and see if I can do it after that. And there was like no communication. I was like, oh, okay, like EDS just was always just
Mm,
really like making sure I was comfortable and I was heard, you know? Like
sure.
of the after you donate and they always like reach out, or I guess you guys always reach out and you're like, is there anything that like they could have improved on, or how did the clinic do? Like hearing from me specifically, like I wasn't just like done with, you know, it was just like I felt really like
Yeah.
taken care of and heard, and I was just like I loved it, loved you guys.
Good, good. Well, I mean, but you're doing a big thing, and I mean, I know a lot of times, like when I've heard from donors where if you just work at a clinic, it's very it is that you're in, you're out. It's it's pretty you're a number, sort of situation, but you're so much more than that. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, you're so much more than that. And that shouldn't be your experience.
Yeah.
Um no, that's amazing. Okay, so you caught the bug. Like you did your one and you were like, this is it. I'm doing it. How like what was kind of the difference over the course of, just as you were doing all of these different donations? And then Siobhan, like you guys met in the middle of your third one,
I
Jillian,
think so.
right?
I
Yeah.
think so, yeah.
Okay. So how have those been, just like kind of looking back, because you've done six, so you're retired.
Mhm.
Yeah. How has that been? Like, what was that matching process like? How did you feel about all of that? And then Siobhan, I want to hear from you, just getting kind of some of this wisdom from Jolene. Like, how was that? Just getting. I mean, was she just your only research? Tell me all of the things.
Well, I've always been interested in the idea of doing egg donations. I was kind of introduced into fertility procedures kind of early on in my life through family members who have done
Mm.
IVF to have their children. Um, so I had just like done a lot of research about it, and it was like the universe was calling me to step up when I
Mm.
met Jolene, and she told me all about it, and I was immediately like, okay, I'm gonna do this. And she spoke so highly of EDS. I was like, I don't even feel like I need to look into other agencies and stuff because you guys just
Mhm.
go above and beyond to making sure that everybody is like aware of the situation, you're educated, you know exactly what to expect, and you feel prepared and comfortable. And yeah, that just made the decision so easy. And as Jolene was going on with hers, I started with mine. And Jolene, I don't know if you remember, but I texted you. I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm about to do my first procedure. Like I can't believe it.
Yes.
We had
Yay!
conversations at that party, and now here I am. Like, what I do? And you were like, coconut water. Like,
Oh my god. Coconut
Oh
water.
my god, look at that coconut water!
Oh my god. Seriously.
yeah.
Seriously though. My life is
Okay, wait, what's with the
But
coconut water? I gotta know.
like just hydrating and
oh my
getting the
Just
electrolytes.
just good
It's
hydration. Yes,
so
yes. I
important.
mean, that's the name of the game in life, but yes.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Okay,
Especially
I
with
especially
all
with
love
the
the
it.
procedure.
hormones, and I'm like, get the big one and drink one a day.
Yeah,
I'm like every single day.
Exactly, exactly.
I
Um,
love it.
yeah, we kind of just went from there. And
Mhm.
now
Oh
I'm
my
in
god.
my fourth.
You're in your fourth right now.
Yeah.
God, I
Oh
didn't
my
know that.
Yeah, girl. I
gosh.
actually I just got back from my first initial visit like 2 days ago in Miami.
In Miami, that's so
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Look at you, Jolene, just making happy families all over the place. Oh
Just doing it.
my gosh.
Absolutely. Yeah, this changed my life, honestly.
I love that. Okay, I want to hear a little bit more. I mean, obviously, you're changing so many other people's lives just by giving this amazing gift. But clearly, this is changing your life. How did your partners feel about this, Jolene? I know you are engaged, but Siobhan,
Yeah.
you were doing this while
Congrats.
or you're married. How did your
Yeah.
partners feel about this? Tell me more.
He was 100% supportive of the whole process. We I got married 3 years ago. We actually just celebrated our 3-year anniversary last week. Thank
Congratulations.
Congrats.
you. And when we got married, we had, sat and talked and made the decision that having children of our own would not be a part of our journey together.
Yeah.
And so when I approached him with egg donation, he was like 100%, like, I will support you. He also has a background in like medical assisting. So he helped me with the injections. He was there for me. He picked me up everywhere. Like, it was,
Yes.
I feel so lucky to be so well supported by my partner.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like my
And
husband
you?
makes like
Oh.
all the freaking difference.
Mm-hmm. It really does.
Gabe and I first got together when I was in my second donation, or I think at the end of my first one. So we're like just started dating, and I was like, hey, I'm also doing this egg donation thing. And I told him like everything about it. So I was like,
Mm-hmm.
if we want to really start doing this, if we're going to take this any further, like in 16 to 18 years, our life might get a little crazy, And when we first got together, I was like, I didn't want kids, and I also didn't want to get married either. So I was like, are you okay with that? And he was cool with it at first. And then, like, a year into us dating, I was like, you can propose whenever. I'm ready when you are,
I love that.
And then even this past year, I was like kind of changed my mind, and I was like, I'll have a baby. So I was like, so we
Oh
decided.
my gosh.
Look at
That
that.
is so
Yes.
cool.
But it's amazing how, like you're making decisions so early on and big decisions and then like you pivot, which is
Mhm.
great. And that's so fantastic that just both of your partners have been so supportive. I feel like that is, I mean, you have to have that when you're doing something big like this. How were kind of your family and friends as you guys were explaining like, hey, I'm doing this thing?
My parents were really scared because I was like, it's just a minor surgery, and they're like, surgery,
Sure.
And then I didn't know, like, I realized I didn't really know a lot about the female body until I started doing this, because I was like, we're born with all the eggs we're with, and it was like, we're losing 10 every month, all of that. And I didn't know, I had no
Sure.
idea. So I was telling my dad I wanted
Same.
to do this. Yeah. And he was like, oh, that's sad that you're getting rid of all your eggs. And I was like, wait, I was like, I'm not, and so I had to explain the whole process too, because I was like, did you know, I was like, so my family went on board
Sure.
after they understood everything, but at first they thought I was just like giving my ovaries away, like,
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's true. It is. It's amazing how much, I mean, you do have to educate so many whenever you're doing any sort, of process like this. I can't tell you how many times as a surrogate, someone looks at me and they're like, okay, so you're giving up your baby. And I was like, no, 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 we have no genetic
Oh, yeah.
relation.
right.
But it's so interesting that people will make all of these assumptions and not understand. And so it's fantastic that, I mean, it gives you that opportunity to explain for sure. What about you, Siobhan? How is kind of breaking that
My
fun?
my parents, when I like first brought the topic to them, they were also very scared because they did not
Sure.
understand anything. They were like, "Oh my God, you're giving away your babies," and I'm like, "Calm down, it's not like that." Um, but I told them I was like, "Well, I'm gonna do this, so you can be supportive or not." And they were like, "Okay, okay, like we trust you. You know exactly what you're doing," and it worked out so amazing for everybody involved. And all my friends were so supportive. I mean, I just could not shut up about it too. So they just had to get used to it.
Yeah.
But I'm really lucky. Like, I have such a great support system. Like, everybody that I told, like my coworkers, my boss, all my friends, my family, everybody was like, good for you. This is awesome. Like, do your thing. And
Mm,
all my coworkers, they're all women too. A lot of them are also moms. So they were so awesome with like covering me while I'm gone for retrievals or doctor's
sure.
appointments. it was really nice of them.
That's beautiful.
I love that. I love that. Was there anything, just as you guys have gone through and, from first to current to looking back, was there anything about the process that was surprising?
Um, I don't know. What would you say, Julie?
I would probably say like the healing process, like some of them were a lot easier than the others, and I just expected
Mm,
everyone to be like, I'd be bedridden for weeks. I don't know. You hear surgery and everything's like, whoa, So the
sure.
very first one was the biggest learning curve, obviously, and I didn't
Yeah.
follow direction. So
The
Oh,
coconut water, I
I know.
swear.
Kelly was so specific. She was like, you need to drink a lot of water, you need to relax, and you need to, and I was like, I'm so strong. I can do all that, fine.
I'm
So
so
the
strong.
next day, me and my best friend went to a park and we're like going on this long walk in the heat, and I'm crazy bloated and I didn't drink enough water. It was just, I learned so much that time. So
No.
I was like, I'm young, I'm gonna bounce back. I don't know. So that's when I talked to her and she's like, any tips? I was like, listen to what they say.
Hear
God.
it now. Listen to your
Yeah.
coordinator.
Drink the coconut water. Take the stool softeners.
Take the
Like,
shoes off.
trust me.
Yeah,
Take them. Like,
true.
There you go. No, these are good tips. These are good tips. What else we got? What else we got? I love it. I love
that's probably the biggest surprises for me too, actually.
Hmm.
Um, I was really surprised at how straightforward the process was. Plus the coordinators are so awesome at like letting us know what to expect that
Mm,
there wasn't really a lot of surprises.
Yeah.
Just like how easy
yeah.
it was.
I also
No, that's fantastic.
what was it? The psychological test
Mm-hmm.
when you first
Yeah.
start. I think that was one of my like biggest anxieties when I was looking over the list of things I needed to do before I started this. I was like, are they about to tell me I'm crazy? I thought it was going to be like a lot more in depth where I was like, should I be worried? I was like, are they only asking me for a psychological test? Like, I don't know. So I was so nervous about that. But when I went in, also, I don't know if it would be like a psychologist or whoever I sat down with. I remember she was
Hmm.
really like almost as comforting about the process. She was like, "This is not as crazy as you think it probably
Mm.
is," and she explained what it was for and everything. And I was like, "This is all good. You know, it's
Yeah.
all good."
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just as much for, hey, we want to make sure that you're in a good place, as it is
Yeah,
for like crazy test, if you will.
Yeah.
totally.
No, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. So, okay, now, Siobhan, I know you said you just got back from Miami, and then
Mhm.
Jolene, did you have to travel for any of your? You
Yeah.
did. Okay. Where has everybody gone? And what would you say is something that you would want to tell a donor? Don't forget to pack.
That's a good question.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh, I
well,
have a good story actually.
okay, you
Oh,
go first.
go.
You go first so you don't let it go.
I my so my current cycle is in Miami and my previous one was here in my hometown. The one before that was in LA, California, and that was my second cycle. So I'm like, okay, this isn't my first rodeo. Like I know what I'm
Yeah.
doing. And they sent me out for my initial visit and I was so overconfident. I was like, "Oh, psh, and this is LA. Like I've gone so many times before. Like it's whatever. It's close to home. It's fine." And I forgot my ID at the airport.
No.
Yeah, I was that person that held up the line and had to be taken to the side. Oh my gosh, it was so embarrassing. I was
Oh,
mortified. Luckily, they still let me through because I had three sources of identification, including my Costco card with my photo.
Yeah.
no. Way to go, Costco. Saving the
Yeah,
day.
shout out to Costco. And I forgot like my bra and like other clothes, and I was just like, "Oh, I know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna wear these comfy clothes," and I just forgot basic necessities.
Yeah.
I was too
No.
overconfident. I was like, "Oh my god, do I have to like run to Target while I'm in LA?"
So complete shopping.
Yeah. So I would say don't forget the essentials, like even stupid things like your ID. Like,
This
Yeah.
is good. This is good. Yes, we need all of those things.
I would
But
definitely say like
what
all
I'm
the
hearing you say is don't be overconfident, even if you've done this before.
yes,
snap
yes, because I had to hold up the line on the way there, and I had to also hold up the line flying back home, and I learned my lesson for sure.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
I love it. I love it. What about you, Jolene?
I was just gonna say like all the comfy clothes, like
All
Hmm.
the comfy
the
clothes.
fuzzy socks, the comfiest sweatpants, a loose shirt, and you don't like leave the bra, like as maybe it's like a bra, like just all the comfy clothes, because like afterwards you just want to like just relax, and because of those like the hormones, you do feel a little bit more bloated. You don't want to wear like jeans. No, that's not the vibes.
No.
Absolutely not.
No, no. I love that. No, that's super helpful. That's super helpful. Did you guys, I mean, Siobhan, I know you mentioned like you had texted Jolene, like, oh my gosh, I'm doing this. How did you guys feel whenever you were like first about to do your first donation? Were you scared? Were you excited? Were you just like, oh my gosh, we're finally here? How did you feel?
I remember being like, well, I'm already like a very like emotional person. So when I was on those hormones, I was always just like teetering on the edge of just happy tears, just always. So when I was like finally there, I remember I was there with my best friend, and I was like, this is happening. I was like, we're doing it, you know? And every time I'd be in there with like the nurses and stuff, or when they're putting the IV in and stuff, I would always just
Yeah.
be like, thank you. I was like, you guys are amazing for letting me do this. I was like so emotional. But I always felt I was just happy. I was always just like ecstatic. And not like because we made it to the end, I was like, it's just a lot of like build up, and when you're finally there it almost seems like it like flew by, but in the midst of it it's like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh, another shot, another shot, like let's do this. So when you finally reach the end, you're like, oh, like wow, we're doing it again.
Yeah, absolutely. What
I
about
feel
you, Siobhan?
I feel like kind of the same. Like the night before my procedure, I was so excited. I almost couldn't sleep and I was texting Jillian like, "Oh my gosh, I'm here. I did it. I'm drinking my coconut water and everything. Like tomorrow is the day." and my husband dropped me off at the clinic, and I just walked in, just like threw the doors open, and I'm like, "I'm here.
Yes.
This is the season finale. Like, let's do it." Like,
Yeah.
and it was great. It was like the best sleep I've ever gotten, actually,
Yeah.
after the procedure.
I love
Yeah.
it.
I love when a
Oh,
clinic will let you sleep in. That's like
Oh,
probably my favorite thing because I've had some that were kind of like, we need the bed, you know? But like most of them were like, I was like all woozy and I was like, I need another second. And they would like tuck me and they're like, you're good. And they'd
yeah.
leave. And I was like, I love that.
oh.
So I'm a sleepy
Mhm.
girl. I was like, I need another like minute or two,
A
you know?
second, like,
Yeah.
hold on. Yeah,
Just
for
a
sure.
second. Just a second. Oh my gosh. I love it. I love it. Has there been a favorite donation? Has there been a favorite cycle?
Mm.
Ooh. You go first, Julie.
It's
I
hard to
probably,
compare. We shouldn't
yeah,
compare. We shouldn't have favorites,
I'm
You're
gonna
but
find
maybe
fine.
like
my
favorite
favorite.
moments.
I got one.
Go for it.
My very first donation was in Houston with my best friend, and that one was fun. But it was again because I like didn't follow the rules. I was uncomfortable. But my fifth
Mm.
donation was also with my best friend, and we went to Austin. And she was on top of me that time too, making sure I was like solid. And then we went to
Oh.
Austin City Limits, and she was like, "We don't have to do this if you're too tired. Like, you need to rest." And I was like, "No, I'm good." And she was just like so patient with me, and we still had so much fun. And Austin was definitely my favorite. It was awesome.
Oh, I love
Oh my
that. Well,
gosh.
it's cool because you do, I mean, you are going and doing this amazing thing, but then you're also getting to like see and experience things that maybe you wouldn't normally get to do.
Yeah, and I just remember like even all the people at the clinic were the ones that told us about Austin City Limits because we didn't know what it
Yeah.
was. So we were there and like as I'm getting like prepped, and they're like, "What are you guys doing later? What are you doing this weekend? It's Austin City Limits." And we're like, "What's that?" And he's like, "You should feel good in the next few days. Maybe you guys could go." And it was like the doctor telling us this, and they were just so kind. They were just so cool, and we're like, "Okay, we'll see you there."
I love it. Oh, I would have died if you like walked in and saw your Ari there.
So many pictures. I would have taken so many pictures.
Oh
Absolutely.
my god. That's so funny. Something about Texas, dude, because
So nice.
my first cycle was also in Texas. It was in Dallas though, and it was my favorite, very clearly. One,
Mm.
because my husband and I, we've never been to Texas before, so that was like our first time. And everything's so new, and I'm excited about the process. It just made everything so much more fun.
Yeah.
So we explored a lot. It's
Well,
definitely my favorite.
you went to the botanical garden, and I went there the year
Yeah.
before, and so that's how I knew that you were on
Yeah.
your cycle because I was like, "You're in Dallas. I know that garden." I was like, "Oh,
I
Yeah.
know that garden.
I was like sharing it on my Instagram, like, this place is so beautiful. And Jolene recognized it immediately. Like,
I love it. Egg donor stalker. I love it.
I know." You did my cycle.
That's amazing. So, okay, looking back, and Siobhan, I know you're kind of in the middle of one, so maybe this isn't a fair question, but looking back, why would you say, I'm glad I was an egg donor, am an egg donor because?
It's just the most rewarding thing I've ever done in my life. Like easily.
Mm,
The fact that I've like been able to assist a family in bringing a child into this world. It's like I'm getting chills even thinking about it now. It really like blows me
oh.
away that I've done that because I still get like email like in a few months ago that my last donation was pregnant. So I have
mm,
there's 7 babies out there, like real babies, or that are alive
yeah.
right now. And we're like, we did that. It's crazy. It really is. It's just so rewarding. And I feel like every time I've gotten the news that my IPs were pregnant or they had a live birth or they had twins, I'm like, I've always
Mm.
been at the gym when I got this news. So I'm in the middle of the gym crying. I'm like, oh my, wow. I'm always at the gym on a machine, just taking a machine for like 30 minutes. Like, oh my goodness.
No, you can't have this treadmill. I'm having a moment.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
that's
is so
amazing. Julie,
sweet.
were all of your or were any of your cycles known cycles or were they all Not okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
they were all anonymous. I
Okay.
think for the final one, they asked me if I would be comfortable with having a video call with the IPs, and I was like, yes, because I was like, because I was kind of wanted to, but I was like, I feel like I shouldn't be the one to bring that up. I don't know. I feel like it's like the comfort level should start with whatever they're comfortable with. So I just never said anything, and like I remember getting that email of being like, would you be comfortable with that? And I was like, absolutely. But then nothing came of it, so I was like, okay, I just want to ask it again, because I was like, if I really
Yeah,
wanted to, they would,
sure.
But
Oh.
I know in like my like that like my profile, I said if the parents wanted to like let the kid know when they're 18 that they're from a donation, that they could reach out to me. On like all of them, I said yes, because I would want to meet all of them.
Yeah.
I'm 100% looking forward to that day 18 years from now. I'll update you guys. Like,
Same.
I'll check in and be like, we connected finally. Like, they're coming over for Thanksgiving, like something like that.
I know that botanical garden.
Yeah.
Let's go back and do like a family photo shoot. It'd be so
Oh my
funny. Like a
gosh.
full circle moment.
I love it.
But
What has you guys excited about just the potential of meeting, just kiddo from this amazing experience and this gift that you gave?
Just maybe like, I don't know, seeing it in like real life, like
yeah,
seeing a real live human being in front of my eyes that was like
Yeah.
from my genes, or my little
yeah,
little egg from my body.
yeah.
Like,
That you
Yeah.
helped
yeah,
create. Yeah.
that had my assistance is just, I feel like I'm just always a little puddle of tears. So I'll just, every time I'm like, oh my God, I did that, oh my God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it is. It's a big deal. And it's amazing that, especially like at 18, it's like, oh my gosh, like you've had 18 Christmases and I bet they were amazing. Or,
Yeah.
like 18, just, oh my gosh, you had like whatever it was. No, that's definitely, I mean, that's such a fun thing to look forward to for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Siobhan, what about you? Like, I am so glad I am an egg donor because.
I I have to agree with Jeline. It's honestly given me such a deep sense of like fulfillment and purpose,
Mm,
knowing that you really did that. Like you helped a family conceive like their child. That's huge. Like what a unique way to have a positive impact on somebody. And that's just I just take a lot of pride in that. I'm so glad that I did it
mm.
and I highly recommend it for like other people that
Yes.
consider it. It's so worth it.
Mhm.
What would you say, kind of, for those people who are on the fence, or, even going back to, we had already kind of talked about whenever you guys were educating your family members, kind of those common misconceptions of what egg donation is, or maybe some of those like crazy myths out there. What would you say? What would you want to debunk?
Mhm.
I would absolutely. I love to completely demystify the process because, like I said, I tell everybody I meet, even like at the store. People don't even ask. Like I'm just like, I'm an egg donor. Have you ever wondered about that?
You'll get to meet
Um,
this.
yeah, but it's cool to like start the conversation because then you normalize things like this and
Yeah.
more people are like open to doing it, or people that are struggling with fertility um, look into this as an option. But what I would say to others is to do your research, ask all the questions that you need. Like, make sure that you are very well informed of the process. Like I said, EDS does a phenomenal job of keeping you very informed, making sure you're educated, you know exactly what to expect, like
Mhm.
everything, the whole scope of the procedure. Um, and I would also let them know there's so much support
Yeah.
for them as a donor, especially with EDS. Like, there's so many different support systems in place to help you throughout the process. So just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah, just do it. It's great.
What about you, Jolene? What would you say is maybe a common misconception or kind of a myth that you've had to like, nope, that's not correct, or, just something like that?
I think a thing that people brought up a lot was like, they're like, since I donated, I'm not going to be able to have kids. And I was like,
Yeah, that
Mm-mm. I was like, no, that's
that's
fine.
not
I've
true
never
at
been so
all.
used to, like, my response was always like, well, I never really wanted children. So it's a big step reason why I kind of started doing this anyway. Cause it's like, I'm young, I'm healthy, and I don't want kids, you know? So I was like, that's fine. But I was like, but even if I did, I'm fine, you know? I would like
Yeah.
always bring that up. I'm like, there's not going to be any issues. I have plenty left, you know? I have,
Yeah.
we're
Yeah,
good.
no, I mean
Yeah.
you're so right though. Like it's kind of like what you said in the beginning. It's not like it as a woman, you were born with all of your eggs and they're, so it's not as though like they're going in there and pulling out your just
Everything.
everything, your
Yeah.
all of your ovaries. Like
Yeah.
it's yeah, that's not how that process works. No, but that's a huge one. I know I've definitely, if you go to, Dr. Google or Dr. TikTok or, things like that, it can get a
Right.
little dicey out there. So yeah, no, that's huge. That's amazing. What would you, I mean, I know Siobhan, you're big, like you're just do it. But what would you say to maybe any woman out there that is thinking about being an egg donor? Or maybe what would you say to somebody who's in the midst of like their first cycle?
I would probably say find someone who's already donated. Like, because I think talking to someone, it makes it like a little bit more real because when I didn't even know anything about it and I started researching and like watching videos and getting like deeply
Mm-hmm.
informed and like hearing other people's like stories, it just like kind of like lessens like the fear around it, you know, just like the
Yeah.
confusion of what to expect and everything. Like, and you just talk to somebody who's done it. Or I know it's kind of, I don't know, like I still don't think I've ever met anyone like in the wild, you know, that's ever donated or had like is like open about it, you know. So I'm like just yeah. So I've never met anyone to like talk to about it. So I was like, I don't know, just find a support group, find someone to talk to about it.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a good point. I'm glad I had you, Jolene.
Yeah. So I know when
Yeah.
when I like my first donation, I was talking to Callie and I just like I remember I blew her up with questions. Well, like she already sent me everything, and there's already so much information on the EDS website. So she was like, read this article, and that'll answer like all the questions and the questions that you're gonna have after that. You know, like
And the
She
ones you didn't
knew.
even know to ask.
yeah, yeah.
She knew.
I love it. What about you, Siobhan? What would you say?
I would, like I said, say just do it. Like, especially with a clinic that you trust, just like EDS. I mean, you guys are so supportive, and throughout the entire process, there wasn't a single second where I felt like, oh, this is a business transaction. I
Yeah.
was treated like exactly like I'm a person, I'm a donor, I'm helping a family. Like, you guys really care. And I feel like when you have somebody like that kind of guiding you through, and with Jolene's help, I was like, there's no question. Like, just do it.
Mhm.
I
It
love
was
it.
great. It was
And
great.
I'd say like
Yeah.
the initial like filling out of the profile can feel a little bit
Mm-hmm.
daunting. And I would say just kind of like take your time with that so you can go into as much detail as possible.
Yeah,
I think
that's
that's
true.
Yes.
probably what took me the longest was filling out that thing. I kept coming back to it. It probably took me like 6 months because I was like genetic testing. I was like, I don't, you know, there was just like so much that I was like, just take your time because if you, I don't know, I feel like if you can kind of freak yourself out with all that information of being like, I think it could just feel a little bit daunting. So it's just like take your time and fill it out like thoroughly, and you know.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know, that application is asking a ton of questions about just your family history and health history and like all kinds of things. So yeah, I mean, I've gone through that application and I'm pretty sure I don't know half the answers to that, and I would have to like call up family members to fill out any of it. So yeah,
Make a lot of phone calls, a lot of phone calls.
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. I think it took me like a year to fill out mine because I was like doing it, and then I got a new job, so I was focusing on that. But yeah, it took me about a year to finally get through all of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
And
long
I
time.
know like family.
Maybe don't take a year, but breaking it up
Yeah.
into chunks, that's good.
Yeah, break it up into chunks.
Yeah.
A lot of it is about like yourself too, which I think is really important because the intended parents, they want to get to know a little bit about you too.
Yeah.
And if you want to take the this whole thing seriously, you should take your time on those parts as well.
Yeah.
Mhm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because some of the questions can be short of just like, did you play sports when you were a child? And the answer
Mhm.
shouldn't just be like, yep, you know?
Yeah.
Like I had like, because I played a lot of sports. I went into like such detail. I remember calling Callie after I finished it and I was like, is that too much? You know? And she's like, no, that's exactly what you need to do. And I was like, okay, cool. Okay. It's like my ranting. Like,
Perfect.
Yes. No, but you're
Perfect.
so right. You're so right. Because yes, intended parents are wanting to get to know you and have all of those details. And no, that is such great advice. Especially for something as important as that. What would you say is something just from the egg donor perspective that you would want to say to any potential intended parents out there?
Well, I would say that, every egg donor is different, but they should know that this is not just like something that you do willy-nilly. It's something
yeah.
that people take very seriously once they
Mhm.
commit to. So to manage their expectations on what we can do, but know that we're doing this because we care and we want to help and
Mm.
we want them to have a happy little family that they
Yeah.
deserve. So, yeah.
No. Oh, I love that. No, but you're so right. You're so right. I mean, going back to the beginning, like it's not a quick walk in, walk out and
Mhm.
get paid. Like it's so much more than that. And it is you get those letters and you hear
Yeah.
from just that big impact that you've just done. And I mean, that's huge. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, okay, my final question to you guys, and it's a fun one. Don't worry, Jillian, you're not going to cry, I promise.
Thank you.
For anyone who knows me, they know that I have a very codependent relationship with coffee
With
and
coffee.
with coffee. So, I always like to ask the question, what filled your cup today? What was the thing that just gave you life today?
Oh,
Um, I would say, well, I told all my coworkers and all my friends that I was gonna do this podcast with EDS, and walking into work and they were like, "Oh my gosh, today's the day. Are you so excited?" And they were
Oh.
asking like, "When can we listen to it? When does the episode come out?" And I'm just like, "I don't know. I'm actually super nervous." But for them telling me like, "It's going to be okay. You're going to do great. Like, you're so involved with this process. Like, just talk." They were just like really coaching me and being very encouraging, and oh, that like calmed my nerves a lot. Plus texting Jolene, I was like, "Girl, we're going to do this." I think just connecting with everybody around me about it really like filled my cup for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I love that. I love that you're still leaning on your support system.
Love them. Can't do this without them.
I would definitely say
But
like I was hanging out with my fiance all day. Well, he went golfing in the morning and I got to sleep in, which was lovely. And
Mm.
then went to the golf store and he was just having like it was like a Gabe day, which was nice seeing him like have like just be happy in his little golf store, you know, and he was excited for me to do this. And then while we were at the golf store is when she told me that it was her and that really like blew my mind. So I think honestly that's what like tipped my cup over the like overflowed. I was so excited. I was like, because leading all up to this for it's been like months that we've been planning this, or you know, and I thought
Yeah.
I was gonna be like strangers, but like sister strangers, you know, and I was like, it's gonna be good, you know. And she said it was her, and I was like, oh my gosh, I was like, this
It's
is
my
perfect.
It's
friend.
This
Yeah.
even more
is
fun.
actually gonna be awesome. This is gonna be so awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Well, it's a thing. You do know a surrogate in the or a surrogate. You do know an egg donor in the wild. So
Yeah.
it's
No.
fun.
Absolutely.
No, that's amazing. That's amazing. Well, you guys, I'm so grateful for, we have been planning this for months and I'm so glad we were able to do this. I'm so grateful for your vulnerability and just everything you've done, are currently doing, for, just those amazing families that you are serving and giving just that hope and that amazing gift. And I am, again, just so grateful that you are willing to talk about it, are passionate about it. And, I hope that when others hear just how excited you are about it, it just gets them even more excited. So thank you for your time and thank you for doing this. I really appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you
Thank you
so much for
so much.
having us.
Yes.
This was so much fun.
Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Me, You, and Who. We appreciate your time and hope you enjoyed our discussion today. As we wrap, we would like to remind you of some of the ways that you can stay connected with us and be part of the Me, You, and Who podcast community. Firstly, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode and can stay up to date with our latest content. But that's not all. We also have an exciting YouTube channel where we share some bonus content, behind the scenes glimpses, and video versions of our episodes. Head over to YouTube and hit that subscribe button there as well. And don't forget to click the notification bell so you'll be the first to know when the new episodes go live. And for more exclusive updates, engaging discussions, and a chance to connect with fellow listeners. Be sure to follow us on our social media accounts. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Create a Happy Family. If you're interested in finding out more about creating a happy family, please visit us at www.createahappyfamily.com. Thank you again for being part of the Me, You, and Who community. Your support means the world to us. I can't wait for you to join us next time as we continue to share stories and journeys of creating happy families.